Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series, and today's quest is Shadow and Flame, which is the sixth and final adventure pack in the Dwaro Delph cycle. A quick reminder that in this series we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest release. I'm calling this deck Flamers, and we will be introducing the hero that came out in the Shadow and Flame adventure pack. It's Elrond, and he is appropriately very powerful. He is a lore hero with Noldor and noble traits, 13 threat, 3 willpower, 2 attack, 3 defense, and 4 health. And he has a couple of very thematic abilities. The first is that you can spend resources from his pool to pay for allies of any sphere. And so this indicates that Elrond is a leader of the Free Peoples. And we know that's true because of the Council of Elrond. He was able to bring together the different people groups from Middle-earth that had different opinions on how things should be done. So the kind of leader we all would wish for. All right, so he is also a healer. Response: after a character is healed by another card effect, heal 1 damage on it. So it's not an actual healing ability, but it enhances healing. So for instance, Warden of Healing, you can take this action, exhaust Warden of Healing, to heal 1 damage on up to 2 different characters. And so you would take that action, 2 different characters would be healed by 1, and then after a character is healed by another card effect, heal 1 damage on it. And so those 2 characters would be healed by an additional point. So in a sense, you can almost think of it as just increasing the healing damage, the healing, not damage, the healing efficacy, I can't think of the word, for Warden of Healing. So this is a heal 2 damage on up to 2 different characters. All right, so Elrond is powerful, and there's no doubt about that. If we wanted to, we could have included Vilya, which is his ring of power. And the second you include Vilya, which came out in this pack, you really are playing an archetype, which is called a Vilya deck. Usually that includes having a lot of high-costed cards, and we just don't really want to use the Vilya deck against Shadow and Flame. So Elrond is great even without Vilya, but with Vilya it's a whole nother sort of strategy, which we'll see later on in the progression series. All right, so this is the end of the Dwaro Delph cycle, and I think they did a great job. They hit a home run with Shadow and Flame. I was a little disappointed in Watcher in the Water. Did not feel like that epic boss battle that I wished for, but this one feels much more like that. I've really enjoyed playing through this one and tweaking my deck to where it currently is. And I think so far in the progression, this is my favorite quest for solo. I've really enjoyed this one. Let's get to the quests and see how we do. All right, so our opening hand is good because we have Elrond's Council. Normally, I'm going to mulligan for a few cards. I'm going to mulligan for Elrond's Council, or Test of Will, which we have, or Risk Some Light. This is a really good opening hand. We're just going to stick with this. I would say that in order of importance, I think really probably Test of Will's maybe the most important, because in round 1 you could get a Fiery Sword, and now we would survive that. Also, Elrond's Council is great because there's no guarantee you'll draw one by round 2. We need one by round 2. Okay, so here's Nearing the Gate. As you reach the eastern realm of Dwaro Delph, the craftsmanship of the dwarves is proudly displayed, but the sound of drums sound in the deep, and it appears that these halls are infested with orcs. For setup, remove Dark Pit from the encounter deck and place it aside out of play. All right, so here is Dark Pit. It's been placed aside already. It'll come back into play later. And then we add Durin's Bane to the staging area. Let's look at Durin's Bane. Right off the bat, you'll notice he has an engagement cost of 1, which we'll see why in a minute. 4 threat, 6 attack, 3 defense, and 27 health. He has a couple of keywords, or really abilities. Regenerate, 3. So I didn't mention much about Regenerate in the Watcher in the Water because we never actually attacked the Watcher, but if you attack a creature or enemy with Regenerate, it will heal itself by that number each round. And where the Regenerate keyword fires is during the refresh phase, after readying our cards, after raising our threat, after passing the first player token, then that's when the Balrog would heal itself for 3 if there's damage on the Balrog. So he is indestructible. So even though we can damage Durin's Bane, we cannot destroy it. So even if we had 100 damage on Durin's Bane, it will not leave play. Players cannot play attachments on Durin's Bane, and I'm glad for that. It'd be kind of anticlimactic to be able to throw a forest snare on a Balrog. And then Durin's Bane cannot leave the staging area. He will stay put, contributing that 4 threat for the remainder of the game. But he will be considered engaged with us if our threat is 1 or greater. So that would be really fun in multiplayer. Everybody all at once being engaged with Durin's Bane, and everybody trying to get their threat to 0 to avoid being attacked by him. Okay, so that's it for Durin's Bane. Let's look at the side B of Nearing the Gate. We have to make 9 progress, which we will turtle here for a little bit. More than anything, it's just a turtling that it results in setting up our board state. We just don't want our threat to go up, and we're going to naturally really not make a lot of progress. So a crack like lightning sounds before you, and a creature of shadow and flame blocks your way. It is an ancient demon of Morgoth, and its presence explains the massing in Moria. When revealed, reduce each player's threat to 0. Take that, lore Aragorn. Let's do that. And so this is definitely the most player-friendly when revealed in the game. Reveal X cards from the encounter deck, where X is 1 less than the number of players in the game, and add them to the staging area. So 1 less than 1 is 0. So this is not like the Long Dark, where you have a minimum of 1. We will not reveal a card. So quite the softball here, right out of the gate. And but moving forward, we'll have a lot more curveballs from the encounter deck. Okay, so resource phase, and we'll jump into the quest. Okay, during the planning phase, we'll exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards, and then we'll make some choices about what we want to do. Okay, we're not going to do anything, actually. We're just going to quest with Éowyn and with Elrond, and we're feeling really good that we have a test of will. Okay, we reveal Inner Shadow. It will heal Durin's Bane if there's any damage, but there's not, so it just surges into Ranging Goblin. When revealed, each player must deal 1 damage to a hero he controls. We'll put that on Éowyn, and we made 1 progress. Okay, our threat is at 0, and so Durin's Bane is not engaged with us. And we will not optionally engage Ranging Goblin either, so refresh, next round. Okay. Let's exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards. And we'll spend a resource from Bearvor's pool to attach Song of Kings to Éowyn. So now she has a leadership resource icon. We will pay for the Steward of Gondor and exhaust it immediately. Thinking about what I want to do here. So we have 6 in staging. I'm going to quest for 7. Let's just quest with our 2 heroes. We're not going to put an ally out quite yet. And we reveal Goblin Scout. All right. So what we're going to do here is just be unsuccessful in the quest. So our threat goes up by 2. And then during the action window, just after quest resolution, we're going to play this Elrond's Council, lowering our threat to 0. And so, once again, Durin's Bane is not engaged with us. Refresh, next round. We'll exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards. Okay, so we will spend a resource from Bearvor's pool to attach Resourceful to Elrond. So this is usually a 4-cost card, but we are in secrecy. That means our threat is under 20. And so the secrecy keyword with the number means you reduce this card by the cost indicated by the secrecy keyword. So this is a 1-cost card while we're in secrecy, meaning our threat is under 20. So we can attach this to Elrond, and attached hero collects 1 additional resource during the resource phase each round. So per round, resource, and we'll indicate that he's getting an additional resource. All right, we want a little bit of extra willpower here. So let's play a Warden of Healing just to get ourselves some extra willpower. And we're going to quest and reveal Fiery Sword. Okay, this is probably the most problematic card in the game. So this is why usually I'll save Test of Will for this one. When revealed, attach Fiery Sword to Durin's Bane as a weapon attachment that would give him +3 attack. That is nasty. So let's cancel that with Test of Will. And we'll play Elrond's Council to lower our threat and boost our willpower, and so we made no progress. And our threat's 0, so once again, Durin's Bane will not attack us. Refresh. next round. We'll draw 2 cards with Barivore. And we'll spend 2 lore resources to play Gleowine and draw a card. All right, so it's very important that we have a Test of Will. We still don't know what's coming, so let's spend a resource to play Dwarven Tomb. Action, return 1 spirit card from your discard pile to your hand. And so what we're going to do is grab this Test of Will. It's also not a bad idea to potentially play Elrond's Council again. So let's grab another Elrond's. Well, we could wait on that, I guess. We'll wait and see what happens. If we get in really dire straits, we can sneak attack Beorn in and block an attack from the Balrog with sneak attack. So let's just quest, though, and we'll make sure that we do not have an undefended attack from Durin's Bane this round. We reveal Many-Tonged Whip. When revealed, attach Many-Tonged Whip to Durin's Bane as a weapon attachment with the text forced. When Durin's Bane attacks, the defending player must discard 1 card at random from his hand. Let's cancel that with Test of Will. And we will, to keep our threat from going up, during the action window after staging, we'll spend a resource to play Dwarven Tomb and grab this Elrond's Council. That's an action, and then we'll take another action to actually play Elrond's Council, lowering our threat and boosting our willpower, so we made no progress and no threat increase. So once again, Durin's Bane is not engaged with us. Refresh next round. Drawing 2 cards with Barivore. Okay, this is a very good card to have here. Let's exhaust Gleowine to draw a card. Okay, we're going to play Risk Some Light, which is Secrecy 3. It means it costs us nothing powerful in this particular quest. Action, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. If we want to, this is an optional piece. You can select 1 card of those 3 and move it to the bottom of the deck. And then you return any unselected cards to the top of the encounter deck in any order. So we're going to play that and look at the top 3 cards. This is almost like having a Test of Will. We can bury things like, this is why I'm not too worried. You know, we have 3 Test of Wills, we have 3 Dwarven Tombs, and then we have 3 Risk Some Light. So usually I can avoid the really bad treacheries. The worst thing that can happen in the game is that you don't have a way to deal with a Fiery Sword coming out round 1, or even a Many-Tonged Whip, and you can't really discard. It's not a condition, and so that's the worst thing that I think that can happen. All right, so I think at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to move Second Deep to the bottom of the encounter deck. We will let Goblin Tunnels come out as the revealed card, and then Leaping Flame is going to be the shadow. So we need to be ready for, well, I don't think we're quite ready for it yet. Well, we can be. Let's spend 2 resources to attach Burning Brand to Elrond. He is a lore character. And then we're going to spend his other 4 resources to play both copies of Warden of Healing that are in our hand. And we are also going to attach Unexpected Courage to Elrond. And so we're questing here. And our threat's about to go up. We're not going to, at this point, we're going to start enduring attacks from Durin's Bane every round. We've made it this far without that. Okay, we reveal Goblin Tunnels, and our threat goes up by 3. And now during the travel phase, we'll travel to Goblin Tunnels. And so here we go. Here's some combat. We'll ready Elrond. He's defending for 3 against 6. And it says attacking enemy, if it's Durin's Bane, gets +3. We'll cancel that with a Burning Brand. The response on Burning Brand cancels it. So that is 6 against 3, means 3 damage on Elrond. I'm going to exhaust Warden of Healing and heal this damage, and 2 on Elrond. Then I'll exhaust this Warden of Healing and fully heal Elrond. At the end of combat, we discard shadows. Refresh next round. Okay, we will exhaust Barivore to draw 2 cards. And Gleowine to draw 1 as well. Okay, good. A Test of Will. Feeling much better having that in our hand. Let's spend 2 resources to play Master of the Forge. First time we've seen him action, exhaust Master of the Forge to search the top 5 cards of your deck for any one attachment and add it to your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Okay, so let's grab this Resourceful. And we'll use this we'll use a resource from Eowyn's pool to attach Resourceful to Elrond. We're in secrecy, so it costs us 1. So per round, now he is gaining an extra resource. We're at plus 2 resources each round. Okay, so we're happy to have Test of Will. Nothing to sneak attack in this round. We're about to... Oh, wait, we have 2 Resourcefuls. Let's do another one. Somehow I missed that. So per round, he's getting 3 additional resources. All right. We don't know what's coming. Well, actually, we do. No, we don't, because we only control... It was the second deep that we moved to the bottom of the deck. So we have an unknown card coming out. We still can sneak attack Beorn in a pinch if needed. Okay, so let's quest. We're going to ready Elrond. And we reveal Watchful Eyes, which, when revealed, the first player attaches Watchful Eyes to one of his heroes. And it says that if the hero if attached hero is exhausted at the end of the combat phase, reveal 1 card from the encounter deck and add it to the staging area. So I can put this on Elrond. He's ready, but he's about to defend against Durin's Bane. So what I could do is go ahead and sneak attack Beorn into play and let him defend. He can take the attack, even if Durin's Bane is boosted by 9. No, 9 would kill Beorn. So yeah, we need to cancel this with Test of Will. And so we made no progress, but we could keep our threat from going up if there's no real reason to. We'll just let our threat go up. And so here we go, an attack from Durin's Bane. Elrond will defend 6 against 3. And attacking enemy gets +1. We'll cancel that with Burning Brand, and so that's 3 damage on Elrond. And we'll heal all 3 of that damage with 2 Wardens of Healing. Discarding shadow cards, refresh next round. All right, drawing a card with, just 1 card with Glare Wine. Let me shuffle my deck because I didn't know what was coming next. Drawing 2 cards with Barivor. We'll take this Miner of the Iron Hills, Master of the Forge's action. We need another Unexpected Courage for sure. Shuffle the deck. And then we'll exhaust Steward of Gondor. Let's go ahead and play Arwen. We have needed her for a little while. Okay, so whenever she exhausts a quest, she's going to boost Elrond. So now his defense is up to 4. So a little bit better against this attack of 6. Let's play Daeron's Runes to draw 2 cards and discard this Steward of Gondor. Man, it's been a good round for card draw. Let's play Hinnomarth Riversong. And we'll go ahead also and play Master of the Forge and exhaust Master of the Forge to look at the top 5 cards. We're going to grab this Burning Brand. We'll shuffle our deck. We'll play Daeron's Runes to draw 2 cards and discard Song of Kings. And then we will go ahead and put out 2 more copies of Unexpected Courage, 2 on Elrond, 1 on Barivor. And 1, 2, let's go ahead and put out another Burning Brand. Okay, so we really have sort of a good setup now. The only thing we don't have that I wish we did is a Test of Will. So if a Fiery Sword comes out, this is the one negative thing with my deck. So I used to have a couple of Dunedain warnings in the deck, but most of the time it's just not really useful. Normally I don't have this situation. I would have a Test of Will in hand or even a Dwarven Tomb, which, as you can see, I've played 2 Dwarven Tombs and 2 Test of Wills. I've been a lot more busy with those than I usually am. So we have a little bit of an issue where if Fiery Sword comes out, now we can't defend anymore with Elrond. But we'll get by if we need to. We can chump with like Master of the Forges, and we can bring them back with Will of the West, things like that. Okay, so we'll quest. We'll even, we'll send Bearvor on the quest as well, where you reveal Great Cave Troll. All right, and so 2 progress on Goblin Tunnels, and we'll ready Elrond and defend 6 against 4. And in fact, let me think here. Yeah, we're not quite ready to engage any of these enemies. Okay, so Durin's Bane is going to attack for 6 against 4. And it says add Goblin Swordsman to the staging area. We'll cancel that with Burning Brand. And we'll look at what's coming next. Okay, there is Fiery Sword. We are wanting a Test of Will badly. Okay, so we healed Elrond's 2 damage with this Warden of Healing. Refresh next round. Okay, there we go. We have our Test of Will in the form of there's a Test of Will as well. Okay, we're good. Okay, drawing a card with Gleowine. There's our first Gandalf. And we'll grab this Light of Valinor with Master of the Forge. And with this Master of the Forge, we'll just whiff. We didn't get an attachment. Okay, so let's go ahead and play Risk Some Light and get rid of this Fiery Sword. Browsing, we're looking at the top 3 cards with Risk Some Light. And we're going to move this to the bottom of the encounter deck. We'll let Goblin Swordsman come out, and then Orc Drummer will be the shadow card. So remember, really, Risk Some Light is like a Test of Will. So this has been a little bit more precarious, but this is what I like about this quest. Each one plays different. Like sometimes you have to do a lot more combat. Like sometimes my threat never gets above 5 the entire game, but this one's been playing the way it's been playing. All right, we will go ahead and attach. This is the first time we played Light of Valinor in the series. It can be attached. It's unique. Attach it to a Noldor or Sylvan hero. We'll attach it to Elrond, of course. And attached hero does not exhaust to commit to a quest. This is really perfect for Glorfindel. At this point, we really don't care about a threat, so Dwarven Tombs would only be used to recur a Test of Will moving forward. Okay, so we're going to win the quest now. Things worked out. We had a minor pinch point there, but we're good now. So we'll quest with Eowyn and Elrond, who does not exhaust to quest. We'll also quest with Bearvor. We'll have readied her before committing characters. And let's go ahead and have Sneak Attack Gandalf into play before we committed characters. And rather than lowering my threat or drawing cards, we can destroy an enemy. No, let's draw 3 cards. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And so, we had to sneak attack him in before committing characters, as well as ready Bearvor. That was what we did during the action window. We reveal Goblin Swordsman, and we made 1 progress. And we'll go ahead and play Elrond's Counsel to lower our threat and boost our willpower. So we made 2 progress. Okay, so here's where Gandalf's going to come back to hand at the end of questing, meaning that Ranging Goblin's Force effect is going to fire Force. After a character leaves play, shuffle Ranging Goblin and the top card of the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. So he's going to be shuffled back into the encounter deck along with this Goblin Swordsman. So really, Sneak Attack Gandalf, in a sense, almost really destroyed that, what was it called? I forget what it is, but Goblin something or other. Okay, so that was the end of questing, and now we're in travel phase, nowhere to travel. And we will optionally engage this Goblin Scout. He's going to get a shadow card. Durin's Bane is going to get a shadow card. And so now Durin's Bane is going to attack for 6. We'll defend for 4 with Elrond. And we're going to cancel that shadow with Burning Brand. 2 damage on Elrond. We'll heal that with this Warden of Healing. We'll ready Elrond and defend against this attack of 1 and no shadow card. And then we'll ready Elrond and attack and destroy Goblin Scout. And let's look at what's coming next. It is Fires in the Deep, which would make us discard an ally. Okay, so refresh. Well, into combat we discard shadows, refresh. As you can see, like when I said we were going to turtle, it's not the kind of turtling where we just don't commit characters that we could, like we did in Foundations of Stone. This is the kind of turtling that just happens innately while you get everything set up. Drawing a card with Gleowine, there is Faramir finally. We'll draw our last 2 cards with Barivor. And we'll go ahead and play Risk Some Light, looking at the top 3 cards. Okay, we will just let Ranging Goblin interplay. This could be the shadow, and then this one will just move to the bottom of the encounter deck. Okay, no more cards to draw, but let's go ahead and play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's play Beorn from hand. We can spend resources from Elrond's pool to pay for tactics cards. And so really moving forward, that's all Elrond's resources will be used for, is playing Beorn, because we're going to use his action a few times and constantly bring him back from the deck. All right, anything else we want to play? We don't need another Burning Brand. We're waiting really to play Miner of the Iron Hills in case a condition comes into play. So I think we are fine here. Oh yeah, we do need to play Faramir. 1, 2, 3, 4. Faramir is now in play, so we can really progress past this stage now. Let's Sneak Attack Gandalf into play. And we will damage Durin's Bane. It's time to start attacking this guy. So 4 damage on Durin's Bane. And we'll quest. There we go. We'll also quest with Gandalf since we sneak attacked him in. Might as well. And we reveal Ranging Goblin. When revealed, each player must deal 1 damage to a hero he controls. We'll put that on Eowyn. And now we will exhaust Faramir to boost. Yeah, we'll do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Meaning we made 14 progress. 1, 2, 3, and 11. Plus 1 is 12. So we cleared Goblin Tunnels, and Nearing the Gate has been cleared now. Okay, so we're still in, that's quest resolution, and so now we move on to the rear guard. The fire demon is Durin's Bane, doom of the dwarves, and the new Lord of Moria. It cannot be destroyed by mere strength of arms. You must find another way to deal with this Balrog, as it relentlessly attacks sword and whip, weaving a deadly pattern of flame. All right, we have to make 16 progress to advance, or it says if Durin's Bane has 0 hit points, advance to the next stage of the scenario immediately. 0 hit points would be if Durin's Bane has 27 damage or more, he's at 0. But we're a long ways away from that. We're basically 23 away. There's a force effect that we'll look at here in a minute. We're still in quest resolution. This happens at the end of the quest phase, so I'll look at that in just a second. All right, so at the end of the quest phase, we'll do a few things. Gandalf comes back to our hand. When he leaves play, this forced effect fires. After a goblin leaves play, shuffle, or after a character leaves play, shuffle Ranging Goblin and the top card of the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. And then this forced effect fires. If at least one hero committed to the quest this round, place 4 progress tokens on the rear guard. Do this at the end of the quest phase. And if there was an active location, you would bypass. We did have a questing hero this round, and so that does fire. All right, so we will go ahead and engage Goblin Swordsman, optionally. And now we'll deal a shadow card to him and 1 to Durin's Bane. We're going to sneak attack Gandalf in and attack, or not attack, but put 4 damage on Durin's Bane. And now Goblin Swordsman will attack Elrond. And we'll cancel that with Burning Brand. We'll ready Elrond. And we'll defend against this attack of 6. 6 against 4, which will heal with Warden of Healing. All right, so we're in combat here. Let's ready Barivore. We'll take care of this guy next round, I think. Well, I don't know. Not sure why I really optionally engage Goblin Swordsman now. I really shouldn't have, but I guess let's take some time to get rid of it. So we'll attack with Barivore, and I'm really mad at myself for engaging Goblin Swordsman. Okay, we'll ready an attack with Elrond, so we destroyed the Goblin Swordsman. Okay, so now we're going to attack Durin's Bane. We'll use Beorn's action. Beorn gains +5 attack until the end of the phase. And then at the end of this phase, we would have to shuffle him back into our deck. So his attack is at 8, plus this 4, we're at 12. And so that's 12 minus 3, 9 plus 8 will be 17. All right, so we have 17 damage on him. Let's look at what's coming next round. Is Great Cave Troll. All right, so at the end of the quest phase, a few things happen. End of the combat, Gandalf comes back to our hand, and Beorn is shuffled back into our deck, and we discard shadow cards. Yes, so we're done. Now we refresh, and after we refresh, we regenerate. The Balrog does for 3. So it's down to 14 damage. And what I'm going to do, just to get Beorn back in my hand for sure, I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Gleowine during the refresh action window to draw a card. There's Beorn. And then we will exhaust Steward of Gondor so that Eowyn has a resource. Let's pay 1 resource to play Will of the West. And we shuffle our discard pile back into our deck. So that's it. That's it for the refresh phase next round. We'll draw 2 cards with Barivore. We'll draw... Well, no, Gleowine's already exhausted. Let's use Master of the Forge to see if there's an attachment. We don't really need all this questing from this guy, so... Okay, so one of them got something for us. Okay, let's play Daeron's Runes to draw 2 cards, not 3. And we will discard this Steward of Gondor. We'll ready Barivore. Let's go ahead and play Barivore, or not Barivore, Beorn from hand with Elrond's resources. And then we will... Let's go ahead and play, just to get some extra attack, we'll play this Miner of the Iron Hills. And even though at this point we're not really worried about any conditions, I'll leave the other one in my hand just in case another condition is needed to be discarded. Okay, we're not going to play Gandalf. We're going to quest. So we need to leave one of these ready. And Elrond quests without exhausting. We reveal... Great Cave Troll will exhaust Faramir to boost for 1, 2, 3, 4. So we made 6 progress. We're at 10. And now at the end of the quest phase, because a hero committed to the quest, we place 4 progress tokens on rear guard. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be next round that we advance. All right, so during combat, Durin's Bane is going to attack us. We'll defend with Elrond. 6 against 3 is 3 damage, or actually 4. 2 damage on Elrond. We'll heal that with this Warden of Healing. And now we will ready Elrond. We're going to attack back, but I'm not going to use Beorn's action this round. I'm going to leave him in play just so that Elrond can get a few more resources. So 2, 4, 7... 8 against 3 is 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at what's coming next round. It is Chance Encounter. We discard shadow cards. Nothing else happens here at the end of combat. Refresh next round. Oh, and during the refresh phase, Durin's Bane did regenerate. Okay, drawing 2 cards with Barivore. And drawing a card with Gleowine. Just in case, let's see. Master of the Forge. Yeah, no, there's no attachments left. Well, we might as well do it again. Yeah, there are no attachments left, unless we just got unlucky. There were 2 extra cards above the 5. All right, so we're going to sneak attack Gandalf in here. We don't need to play any more Dwarven Tombs. We'll sneak attack Gandalf in. And what we'll do is we'll damage Durin's Bane. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to quest. That should be plenty. Okay, we reveal chance encounter. Let's just cancel that with a test of will instead of dealing with an enemy. So 5 progress is all we need to clear the rear guard. So we have advanced. The last Lord of Moria. There is a crumbling pile of boulders on the edge of a teetering cliff, and it gives you a sudden idea. There are chasms and pits along the path you are traveling, and perhaps a well-timed rock slide could send the Balrog down to the depths below. When revealed, Durin's Bane makes an immediate attack on the first player, and we add Dark Pit to the staging area. So here's Dark Pit in the staging area. And okay, so an immediate attack. One thing I want to mention about these types of things, like we're in quest resolution, so we're not in an action window. We're in the actual step of quest resolution. But there are action windows at this point when you declare, like when there's an immediate attack from an enemy, then you really open up the framework for enemy attacks. And so you would, obviously as part of an attack, you do all the steps. So you would say, Durin's Bane makes an immediate attack. That's declaring an attacker. Then there's an action window. So if somehow Elrond were exhausted, you could ready him during that action window. And then you go down the usual step-by-step process, which is declaring the attacker, action window, declaring the defender, action window, resolve and reveal and resolve shadows, action window, deal do the damage, finish the attack, then action window. So there's those 4 steps. So just something to mention. Sometimes this happens, and there are action windows that are created during an enemy attack outside of the combat phase. And it looks just like enemy attacks during the combat phase. All right, so he does make an attack, and we exhaust. He gets a shadow card when he does that. Elrond is defending for 4. No shadow effect, so 2 damage on Elrond. We have that action window, so let's heal Elrond right back. Okay, so that is it for quest resolution. This card is discarded, not at the end of the round, but really immediately. Okay, so end of the quest phase, Gandalf will come back to hand. And then we'll advance to travel. Let's go ahead and travel here to Dark Pit. So this is how we'll win the quest, is through Dark Pit, because it says players cannot win the game while Durin's Bane is in play. But remember, he's indestructible, so how do we win? We do it this way. If Durin's Bane leaves play by the effect on Dark Pit, the players have won the game. And here's the effect. It's a refresh action, and it has to be the active location for this to work. Refresh action, exhaust X characters, a maximum of 3, to discard the top X cards of your deck. If all discarded cards have a higher combined printed cost than the remaining hit points of Durin's Bane, discard Durin's Bane from play. And so we'll read that again in a little bit, but we just basically get rid of him during the refresh action window. Okay, so that's it for travel. During the encounter phase, we're not going to optionally engage Great Cave Troll. Durin's Bane will attack. We're going to declare Elrond as a defender. 6 against 4 is 2 damage on Elrond. Let's heal that damage, and then let's sneak attack Gandalf into play and do 4 damage on Durin's Bane. And now we'll attack Durin's Bane. Let's ready our 2 heroes that are exhausted. And we'll use Beorn's action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is what he's attacking for. So 2, 10, 12, 16, 17, 18. 18 minus 3 is 15, which would be 39. I think I sort of expose how bad I'm at math on this channel all the time. Okay, so that's it for, let's see what's coming next, second hall. All right, so we will discard the shadow. Gandalf comes back to hand. Beorn is shuffled back into our deck. And then we refresh, and the Balrog regenerates for 3, but it's still at 0 hit points. And so now we're in the refresh action window. Refresh action, exhaust X characters, maximum of 3, that you control to discard the top X cards of your deck. And so we'll discard, we'll exhaust these 2 Masters of the Forge and this Miner of the Iron Hills. That's 3 characters. And now we can discard 1 card for each exhausted character. And so the 3 cards are Sneak Attack, which is worth 1. This is worth 0. This is worth 1. So that's a total of 2. It says if all discarded cards have a higher combined printed cost, which is 2, if it's higher than the remaining hit points of Durin's Bane, discard Durin's Bane from play. He's at 0 hit points, so he's discarded from play, and we won the quest. And so that is it. That's a fun quest. As you can see, there were a few moments where we had to think and play the right cards. I really enjoy this one for that reason. Again, the hardest card to deal with would be Fiery Sword, because it's a weapon attachment, or even Mini Whipped Tong. But it just made sense not to include Dunedain Warning, because more often than not, I really wasn't using it. But there could be a playthrough where Elrond isn't capable of defending against the Balrog if he's attacking for 9. That could be a problem. But so far, after multiple plays, I've had no trouble winning. So I think the deck works well. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and I hope you enjoyed the Dwarven cycle as much as I did. It was really fun to go back to it for me. And so moving forward, the next quest will be the first quest in the Hobbit saga. And so I'm excited about showing you that one. And hope you'll join me then. Have a great day. Bye.